Subhan teri kudrat, Subhan teri kudrat. This partridge calls in salutation to the Supreme Creator. O Lord, Thy nature, O Lord, Thy nature. In the lands close to the rising sun, amble one of the largest of the land mammals. Inseparably woven with the culture, tradition, history, and economy of the East, these animals have been fascinating men for hundreds of years. Some civilizations have regarded them as gods, and for some, they have been symbols of fertility, wealth, and abundance. It is difficult to believe that these huge animals find anything threatening, yet they are slipping into extinction. Lord, save the king. Trunk-bearing animals, or proboscids, have had a very diverse evolutionary history. Originating in North Africa some 55 million years ago, they have migrated extensively to almost all parts of the world and have been found in all continents except Antarctica and Australia and some oceanic islands. Over the period, many different forms have evolved and become extinct. Some 352 forms have been reported from the prehistoric times. The family Elephantidae, or the true elephants, are part of the proboscids. This family contains 26 species, including the mammoths and the modern elephants. Only 2 living species, the African elephant, Loxodonta africana, and the Asian elephant, Elephas maximus, now represent the order. Being separate species, they cannot interbreed. Asia's elephants originated in Africa, but migrated eastwards to Eurasia. They inhabited widely the areas from modern Syria and Iraq in the west, to Asia south of Himalayas, and to northern China up to the Yangtze River. Wiped out completely from the west, they are now found only in 13 countries of Asia, with the largest population in the wild being from India. The elephant form is very remarkable. The distinguishing feature, the trunk, is a highly complex and sensitive organ with no bone. About 100,000 muscle units manipulate it. The Asian elephant has a single finger-like projection on the tip of its trunk, while the African species has 2. The elephant's tusks are its second incisors, embedded up to 1/3 of their total length in the upper jaw. They grow continuously. While both sexes in the African elephant possess tusks, female Asian elephants do not possess tusks, but have very short incisor teeth just protruding beyond the lips. They are called the tushes. Some male Asian elephants also do not have tusks and are called maknas. Elephants may be right or left tusked. The tusk that is used more is shorter and more rounded. The eyes are small as compared to the body size and set with thick and long eyelashes. There are no tear ducts and the tears may just evaporate. The ears are big, yet smaller than the African elephant. The size of the ear is directly related to exposure to the sun. Ears droop with age and tear at the margins. Elephants are thick-skinned. Skin thickness may vary from 2.5 centimeters at the back to 2 millimeters on the inside of the ear. The skin is a sensitive organ. With age, some pink-white marks appear on the skin. This is not found in the African counterpart. Asian elephants are found in almost all vegetation types. Their habitats also include areas from thorn forests to tropical rainforests. Although highly adaptable to most habitats, Indian elephants are not found in deserts and saltwater mangroves. They prefer areas that combine grass, low woody plants, and forests. The home range where they spend most of their life and find sustenance is large because of their high requirement for food and water. They constantly move within this range, exhibiting a strong loyalty to their seasonal feeding ranges. They have been seen to return to these spots every year. Elephant populations, because of their large requirements of food and water, are supported by optimal habitats. Within this, all species live in an intricate give-and-take relationship with the ecosystem and sustain each other. A good vegetation encourages other herbivores, which in turn support the predators also. Along with the decomposers, all the species contribute to the recycling of nutrients and in maintaining the all-important biogeochemical cycles. Elephants live in a typically female-centered society, with cooperation between relatives forming the basis of this society. Affiliations persist for several generations. Males have no parental responsibilities and hence a limited interest in family units. The family units consist of closely related cows and their offsprings. The matriarch or the oldest cow heads the family and influences the movement and stability of the unit. Active in defense and alert to dangers, the matriarch has a very important role to play in the success of the family unit. A cow and the youngest calf are the central unit of the family group. Cows get reproductively active at about 10 years of age and may produce offsprings every 4 or 5 years. The gestation period lasts for about 22 months. Cows can reproduce till the age of about 60 years. A newborn calf is highly vulnerable to predators immediately after birth. It needs the close protection and guidance of the family and will eventually die of starvation and predation if separated from the herd. One of the essential functions of families is to act as a protective unit for rearing calves. All the cows will cooperate to impart essential knowledge and experience to the calves. Young cows which have not attained motherhood, especially the juvenile and adolescent cows, look after calves, and even though not lactating, they allow the calves to suckle. Such cows are also known as allo mothers. The number of allo mothers affects calf survival. They may even adopt a calf that has lost its mother. However, the calf in such cases has a chance of survival without the mother only if it has overgrown its period of dependence on mother's milk. Asian elephant calves less than 18 months old are highly dependent on mother's milk. They may start taking some solid food, generally grasses, when 3 or 4 months old and continue to suckle for about 3 to 5 years. In the first year of their birth, they spend most of the time relatively close to their mother, becoming more independent during the following years. A close familial bonding helps calves build up relationships and acquire knowledge that will strengthen their capacities in their search for food and water and in reproduction. Keeping in contact is the key to survival. Individuals communicate with each other by rubbing, entwining trunks, and by scent. Elephants recognize each other's vocalizations. Individuals also communicate with each other through very low-frequency vocal sounds, which are not audible to the human ear, but may travel up to 3 miles or more. This helps in families and herds identifying and locating each other. Family units may reunite intensely with a lot of trumpeting and contact activities. Females rarely compete amongst themselves. The younger cows generally give way to the older cows or may leave the family. Family units can group into herds, which may be more frequent in grasslands. Fear or stress of poaching may also be responsible for the formation of herds. Families with common ancestors may remain together as kin groups. This is of advantage in foraging and in the cooperative rearing of calves. In exceptional cases, unrelated families may also form herds. While elephants have core areas where they concentrate on certain activities, they have no territories. Herds tend to be dynamic and flexible in their composition, with family units joining and leaving throughout the day. From an early age, male calves are more independent of their mothers. Even while very young, they will wander away from their families and associate for short periods with other families. Nearing the age of 15, they may become solitary or associate with other bulls. The moving out of bulls from their family units prevents inbreeding. Bulls play almost no role in the rearing up of their offspring. This lack of parental responsibility reduces the relationship to family units as one centered purely around mating. They may associate with cow-calf groups at random, moving between groups to search for estrus females. If not interested, they may immediately leave them or associate for periods ranging from a few hours to a few days. With females receptive once every 3 to 5 years, localization within a single family unit will restrict the availability of mates. Infrasound and smell helps males detect estrus females. Most large bulls are not reproductively active throughout the year, but have specific active or must periods. Their attitude to females depends on this reproductive status. Although a young bull becomes capable of mating at about 10 years, yet it may only breed near the age of about 30 years. The bulls may assess each other through sparring. Size determines relative dominance, and smaller bulls will submit to bigger ones. Musk bulls are particularly aggressive and willing to engage in severe and damaging fights. Even non-musk heavier and older bulls avoid them. Secretions from the temporal glands of males who have just attained puberty are sweet-smelling, while older elephants in musk emit pungent and rancid smells. These are more attractive to the females who can differentiate between mature, healthy and virile bulls and the immature ones who have just entered puberty. It also helps male elephants to assess their opponents. The sweet-smelling ones stay clear of the more rancid ones. Females also communicate by odor. When they are ready to mate, female Asian elephants release a pheromone in their urine. Often herds may contain a large number of estrus cows, which attract a number of bulls. Herds may serve as a focal point for mating activities. Elephants have evolved as generalist feeders. They eat a wide variety of foods. They are amongst the few animals that clean their food before they eat it. Kicking the grasses to remove dust, they also beat the food against their legs. Eating grass is the quickest food. Elephants have a strong liking for the barks of many trees and shrubs. These might be significant sources of minerals or may add to the fiber content and relieve constipation. Tusks are generally used for debarking, but females may also debark trees with their tushes. At times, these debarking operations can destroy the entire tree. Mornings and late afternoon are periods of intense feeding. Mostly standing, short naps of about 20 minutes are taken in a daily sleeping cycle of about 4 hours. They may eat about 150 to 200 kilograms a day and spend up to 12 to 18 hours a day feeding. With an inefficient digestive system, an elephant may defecate on an average 12 times a day. A major part of the energy requirement is met by the breakdown of cellulose by microorganisms. Baby elephants that are gradually picking up solid diet eat small quantities of elephant dung from older individuals in order to get infected with cellulose digesting microorganisms. Elephants may also eat salt-rich soil to supplement salt requirements. The large quantities of dung deposited by the elephant helps in manuring the area. Dung-feeding insects and beetles play an important part in the recycling of nutrients. The digestive enzymes in the gut of elephant help to soften many seeds that pass through it. This helps in germination of seeds and in the dispersal and regeneration of plants. During the course of their feeding, elephants change their landscape drastically. By pushing over trees, they create gaps that are invaded by smaller plants. Many smaller animals use these habitats. Most trees pushed by elephants do not die, but continue to sprout on the forest floor, and leaves of such plants are often eaten by other ungulates. Elephants are very good indicators of their environment and are known as keystone species. They can drink up to 100 liters of water at a time and about 200 liters in a day. A trunk can hold 5 to 10 liters. Water is very important to an elephant's life. Using the trunk as a portable water hose, it sprays water to keep the skin cool. They are excellent swimmers. Elephants often have a mud bath after a water bath. Known as wallowing, this is an important behavior in elephant societies. Dry dusting is also an interesting and essential activity. These activities help to form a layer over the skin and protect them from ultraviolet radiation and insects like fleas. It also keeps the temperature low on the skin. Scratching is also a very important part of skin care. In order to keep themselves cool, elephants constantly flap their ears. The thin skin of the ear, coupled with a network of blood capillaries, facilitates loss of heat. This is the most important thermoregulator in elephants. Domestication of elephants appeared to be indigenous to India and seems to have been picked up by the Aryans. Elephants have been used for multifarious activities. A wild elephant has the ability to learn quickly. In Asia today, there are about 10,000 elephants in captivity. The elephant continues to be taken from the wild to serve. The training and performance of an elephant is tied up to its keeper. A keeper, generally known as the Mahawat, has an instinctive affinity towards the elephant that has been acquired through generations of service. The secret of a good relationship remains in regular care, treatment, and kindness. Asian elephants today are more endangered than the African elephants. There were at least 200,000 Asian elephants at the close of the 19th century. Today, their numbers in the wild may be just about 50,000, as against 600,000 African elephants. Ivory has been a major cause in the decline of the elephant population. India has banned all domestic trade in ivory from Asian elephants. Asian ivory craftsmen are turning to other sources of raw materials for their carvings. Ivory poaching is severely affecting the sex ratio in Asian elephants. They are put in Appendix 1 of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. International trade is possible only through a system of permits to be issued by both importing and exporting countries. Trade for commercial purposes is, however, not allowed. Elephants need large areas to forage for food. The loss of habitat is a primary threat. Asian elephants are being forced out of their forest homes by logging, agricultural clearances, and poorly planned development. At times, human activities cut off their roots so that their habitats get fragmented and they're isolated in pockets. This results in shortage of food and encourages inbreeding that is not good. With pest species like lantana and others increasingly invading forests, edible forms are getting replaced and adding to shortage of food. If this pristine environment, the home range of elephants, is degraded, conflicts occur. These are then your friends, symbols of fertility, prosperity, and wealth, your gods. By saving the elephant, we save man. Long live the king.